Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Thursday, October 2nd, and let's see what the market looks like. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. Non-intended financial advice. Always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? Let me just cruise over there. That's what the heat map looks like. It's not too bad. Microsoft down a little bit, and honestly, kind of surprised because that one was looking pretty good, hitting that resistance, though. So I guess it's going to have a little bounce down. Nothing crazy. And our SPY is up and just kind of sitting right there on that resistance. It's an interesting spot for today. I'm not going to lie. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. AMD is trending. Remember, I said something was definitely going on right here, and that's moving. And look at our Tesla options right there. Bam. They're looking nice as well. So there you go with TSLL, and Tesla and all that. Let's go through our Jolie's jumper, see what's going on, and then we'll go through the rest of the market. So here we go, CIGL. That was jumping up. Concord International. Hold on, let me X out of some of these. Had all kinds of stuff still open from last night. I was looking at. I started watching that show last night too. That Netflix one, and Dead End Paranormal Park or so. It was the weirdest cartoon I've ever seen. And I think one of the main character, I guess, is I don't even know. I can't even tell you. I have to watch it again because I'm pretty sure the main character's trans something. I don't know, like some kind of woke. He blows it. In the episode I saw, is like spray painting his hair blue, and he has like 2 earrings. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, to be completely honest with you. I have no idea. But I was watching it and I was like, this show is bizarre. So anyway, that was the show that they're talking about that everyone's canceling Netflix over. And I don't think it's a children's cartoon. If that's a children's cartoon, we're in trouble, guys, because that cartoon is bizarre. Let's put it that way. I only saw one episode and it was really weird. So anyway, that was my research from last night. I'll have to check out another episode, see what it's all about and what's going on there. I couldn't really get the greatest idea, but it was just strange. I wouldn't be letting my kids watch that show. I'll tell you that right now. It was weird. So anyway, that's the show that everyone's talking about Netflix. I said I'd do a little research. It's still pulling back some, and it probably still will pull back a little. But anyway, here we go. Let's take a look and see what's going on with our Jolie's jumpers right here. And CJet, that was obviously jetting off yesterday, and it's just kind of hanging out down there today after they did the offering. We were talking about that last night. It was like a 130 offering. It was the most bizarre thing. Happened at 127, registered direct offering. It was weird. Anyway, that's what they did yesterday. And ENTO right here looks like it is pulling back at the moment. It had recently run up. Let me take a look. Yeah, that is just kind of pulling back at the moment. Genius Group right here. They were just kind of cruising around yesterday. That could be getting set up to get moving relatively soon. And IVDA, that one was jumping up right there. There you go. 164 to 225. It's at 175 now. And KAVL, we looked at this one recently. KVL Brands or something. And it was jumping up there yesterday. It looks like right there on the on the first today. It's just sitting there. It did run up a little bit higher there, and it's just kind of hanging out, hitting a little resistance, getting set up right there. And LNKS, here we are, and Linkers. It almost looks like the exact same as KAVL, to be honest with you. Holy cow. I was like, did I even just go off the... it's a little bit different, but almost similar kind of pattern almost. And it jumped up yesterday and just kind of hanging out there today. That one's crossed through and not looking back, so that could just be a little healthy pullback right there for LNKS. And I just want to check it out over here and see what it looked like. And that is Linkers. Yeah, it's curling up there and obviously got through. So I would say it's not too bad. And Pally was running up yesterday, Palisade. And let's look at this one, Palisade Bio, and some bio companies have been rolling. It's running up a little bit this morning. TMDE, we talk about this energy one, and I'm telling you, that one looks like it might be bottoming out down here. So this one could be getting ready to rock and roll. That almost looks like it's its bottom. And let's see what else. TTNP and Asian Joe Lee did say this one, Titan Pharmaceuticals, is going to change their stock ticker BTTC merger with Black Titan completed. So there you go with that. And I don't see it down here, but I'm sure she is absolutely correct right there. So we'll keep an eye on that one and look for that new stock ticker, BTTC. Oh, or unless that's who they, I guess that's who they merged with. So I guess they're going to have a new stock. No, that's the new one right there, BTTC. So yeah, she was right. Changes to a new stock ticker, BTTC merger with Black Titan is completed. So there you go, and that will be your TTNP and ZCMD right here. I don't know that one at all. Zhongchao is a China company here, and it was jumping up there. ZCMD right there. Right, yeah, and it was jumping up yesterday. It did run around a lot this morning as well, and I'd expect it to continue to run around right there. And there you go with your Jolie's jumpers. Thank you so much, Asian Jolie. Greatly appreciate that. And how are you, Phil Trait? How you doing this morning? CHR right there, that cheer holding, I'll say. And watch for that bounce this morning. Did it get a bounce? It looked like it was going to try to anyway. And let's see what it's up to here. Cheer. It is going to try to bounce. It's just going to get set up down here at the moment. I'd watch for any little tiny dips, and it didn't really bounce as well as I thought it should have last night. You had that look right there. I mean, if you caught that bottom down there at 65, you're sitting at what? Where the heck is it? Where is the thing at 19? What is going on here? 19, I think took, and then what did it go to yesterday? It ran up, right? It ran up to 24. It's at 19. Oh, okay. And so yeah, this thing is obviously a big dipper there, and it's going to try to get moving again, and we'll just have to keep an eye on it. So yeah, we're right there at that 19-cent area, and yesterday it got down here. So if you'd caught that dip down there, and I was going to say, what was its low? It was 5. It wasn't what the other thing was saying. And so yeah, that was a big bounce up from that 5 to 18, that's for sure. And now we'll have to see how it gets, when it gets set up. We'll have to see if it stays in this basement right here. It did look like it was trying to bounce this morning, and keep an eye on it. It doesn't look too bad right now. So we'll keep an eye on that CHR right there. It is in an odd spot. I didn't even see with the rest of what you had written, but yeah, it's definitely in an odd spot. I won't disagree with that. That TSM still hitting all-time highs. Waiting on Tesla deliveries this morning, could drop at any minute, and that's what I was talking about, guys. And especially as that SPY's hitting that resistance up here. Be very careful today. You could see the market turn around pretty quick, and I was alluding to that last night. So you can see, we'll see as it opens up right in here. It kind of gives you the telltale sign of what's going to happen there. So we will be keeping an eye on that. You guys know that. And they have a public offering today. That CHR does. Well, then we have to wait for that. Then if CHR is doing a public offering, then definitely wait for after that. Announces their pricing of 8. I know they did they do one yesterday? And isn't that why it dipped? I'm not exactly sure. So something's going on with that CHR, and that CoreWeave right there has been a really good one as well. And there you go, jumping up. And of course, we were looking at the CR. What is it? CWVX is what it is. And that's the 2-time long, and that is cruising up there as well. So there you go with them bad boys. And that's what the market looks like. Tesla is up. And again, just be careful today, because that SPY is in a spot where it can turn around real quick on you. And obviously it can get through. I don't think it's getting through that resistance right at the moment, guys. Not with the government shutdown. Let's put it that way. Let's look at the government shutdown here. And that October, that's October 10th now, is cruising up. This one, the 6th yesterday, was looking a little bit better. Yeah, I was looking like 10th through the 14th, which is a whole nother week later. So, and then the next options were the 15th or later. And it looks like that it might be ending at the 10th to the 14th at this moment. And yeah, I don't even think it's going to end by next Monday now, guys. Well, that would be pretty quick anyways. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. And you know they ain't going to resolve that over the weekend. And so, yeah, you'd be rolling into the 6th, or the 9th would be Thursday. And then our 10th through 14th would obviously be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that area right there up to Tuesday. So you're looking at that area right there if they're going to resolve this bad boy. And again, remember what we said, like second week of the October, this market might explode. And you figure after a government shutdown and they lift that, the markets will explode some more. Not that they're not doing real well right now. And again, it didn't even phase the market. 669. We're at another all-time high, guys. It just doesn't stop. So this is what we've been talking about for a long time here. And STSS right here. Let's see what they're up to. They're doing a buyback, huh? $100 million share buyback. That's pretty good right there. There you go. Sharps Technology announces $100 million stock repurchase program. They got a bunch of money somewhere, and that is cruising up there, STSS. So keeping that on the list for today. I like that look. Let's look at that DFSC. We were looking at it last night. It was a tough one to take a look at. I couldn't tell what it wanted to do here. And let's see what's up. What it is curling up right there, DFSC. And let's see. Yeah, it's just kind of flat. It is a tough one. It looks like I was saying, it looks like it's going to get curled up here, and it just has a little bit of time. We'll have to look at it. Didn't jump up today yet, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. DFSC and ASX I was looking at as well, and was a tough one. And that looks like it is pulling back there. ASX, I think Michael Anthony had asked about this one, I think, and it was coming down to that support the support line. And yeah, I just think this one has a little bit of a setup period. There's your pullback right there. So we'll keep an eye on that ASX as well. Let's go ahead and look at our SPY Mag 7 big caps and all them guys, see what they're up to real quick and what else is going on in the market. So yeah, our SPY's way up there. Apple's up a little bit right there, not looking bad. Amazon is also up a little bit right there, but again, be careful, guys. I'm not convinced that they're ready to rock and roll yet. I think we have a little bit of a grace period here. And good, Gladstone. They are not in the Mag 7, so I don't know where they just came from, but I couldn't type in Google, and that was way down there. Google is down a little bit and pulling back some. And Meta right here, META, and that is looking like it wants to bottom out right there. We'll make sure, though, because, again, I think we could have a little lull for a few weeks here. STSS is a Solana treasury as well, Central Florida was saying, so I like them. And SOLZ right here is another one of them Solana treasuries, and so is SOLT. Remember I said last night I would definitely be looking at the options for this today. It's already up like over 4%, but it's going to continue to cruise up there, so nothing to worry about there. And Microsoft was down a little bit and hitting that resistance right there, guys, so they're not going to get through right now during a government shutdown. I don't expect them to anyway. NVIDIA looking good, getting up there, but we'll probably come back down into that channel. And we were already talking about our Tesla. Look at it, just ripping along right there, having a good old day. And that is Tesla and TSLL. And there you go, guys. And Robin, hope you're enjoying that on your car ride into work this morning. Hope you have a great day, including everybody that's listening to the show and hangs out. And glad you guys tune in on your way to work. That's pretty cool. Give you a little motivation for the day, try to amp you up there and get you excited and tell you what's going on. So good stuff. Enjoyed that. And I was glad Robin said he listened to it on the way to work. I liked it. So Robin, enjoy your day. And TSLL is going up, but I'm telling you, Robin, just you might want to start. It does look like it wants to continue up. Maybe it goes up, but again, just be careful. The market's just in one of them spots where it could pull back, and Tesla could keep ripping with the market pulling back. So I'm just giving you the scenarios that it looks like at the moment right here. We'll know a lot closer to 9:30 or right around 9:30. You guys know that. I was showing you guys the minute chart and how you can tell. So definitely keep your eye on that, right, Doge Mama 9? How are you this morning? FFAI, Faraday, Future Intelligent. And let's see, that one is curling up pretty good too. That bottomed out down there. So FFAI right there, not too bad. Yeah, that one's not looking bad. We'll have to see if it gets through right here, but it is bouncing up. And you could have a little bounce around for like a week or so, and then it get ripping right there. And of course, that CJET right there, we looked at it this morning. It is trying to cruise up a little bit more. It is curling up. I gotta look at this over here. We were looking at it earlier. It doesn't really look bad, I have to say, especially with that big old spike up. And then today, it really doesn't look bad right there. So, and your 20s curling it up. So it has potential. Just watch today and see if it pulls back at all, and then we'll see if it just wants to get set up. It could even, because this could just, it popped out of the basement. You know, they can go flat a little bit and then get ripping. So we'll be watching it for that as well there. So keep your eye on it for to do that there, Doge Mama 9. And let's see what else is going on with the ones we like. Here we go. AMC. That is, I'm telling you, that's going to get ripping, and it could be like a week or two. And GameStop getting up there as well. So they're trying to get things kicked off here. Chewy, not too bad, just a little pullback. And Unity had been pulling back there, and I think it might have a little more pullback. And again, they could just be getting pulled back to set up for that run up here coming in the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Like I said, I think it's going to be closer towards the second to third week of October. And according to the poly market charts, that's what it's kind of looking like at the moment too. That 10th through 14th or the 15th, but this one is curling up big, and they're both trying to take it. It's not happening before the 10th. Let's put it that way. We could tell just looking at the chart. It's definitely not going to happen before then. And anyway, here we go. And there's your Netflix. People are still shorting it down. It's starting to try to bottom out there. And, you know, Netflix is a pretty strong company. So I don't know how many people really canceled their subscriptions, but they did take a beating yesterday from Elon tweeting out. AVGO, the semiconductors, that's trying to roll back up. MU was flying. It's still going up there today, and TSM in all-time high area, and that's still cruising. And SMCI had been looking good, and that's ran up yesterday and still up a little bit today. And AMD, like I said, there you go, guys. Remember who was saying something was going on there, and they just bought a bunch of options, and I expect it to get cruising. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but something's going on. As a matter of fact, are them and Intel gonna what were we talking about last night? I totally forget. Rumor Intel AMD Foundry deal signals potential shift in chip making landscape. Are they like partnering with Intel or something? Possibly something like we were talking. I don't even know. Maybe it was just me and Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel were talking about it, and they had something going on. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it could be Intel, somebody. And it was one of their competitors, and they could possibly be inking a deal with them. So they could be going from rivalries to partners, or at least working together. So that makes a huge difference, guys. And then again, these chip companies, they have to work together. They don't have a choice at this point. And I'll tell you why. We've talked about it before. AI is so crazy that none of them can keep up with the supply and the demand. It's just impossible. Dell has been sold out for 2 years for like the last 6 months, and these companies just cannot keep up with it. And that's why you see things like ASTS, Space Mobile, flying up there, because they work with Dell and all these companies, and yeah, you see Dell cruising along and everything, guys. And we're in that AI spot where it's just going to keep on happening. And I don't think it's slowing down, because every single time you get news, you constantly get better news about AI, and companies are making it better and trying to, you know, provide this or do that and figuring this out. And they all need all these microchips and AI chips and everything else to get this stuff running. And these companies just can't provide enough. Obviously, NVIDIA is going to be like your best one, but not NVIDIA is already tied up too. They can only sell so many chips with and an SMCI and these other companies. So people can't get them from the best. They don't want to sit there and wait another year or two just to get their chips. They just go with a different company that don't have as good as chips, but they could still do their work and get them better. And then obviously, and that's the crazy thing with AI, you can train your AI to get better. So as long as you're doing something, you'll start to get ahead. And these companies know that. They cannot afford not to be investing in AI right now. It's a death trap for a company, because again, you're cutting all your overhead. And that's why I keep telling you, everybody's not going to have a job. The majority of people are going to lose their jobs in the next few years to AI. It's a no-brainer. It's not right. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm just telling you what's about to happen. And you guys know I just try to give you an honest opinion of what the markets are doing and the economy. ARBK right here, Argo blockchain. Let's see what that's up to. It's spiking up there. And let's see, ARBK. And let's take a look at it. Yeah, that was a good spike up there this morning. I think you're hitting that resistance right there. So you might have a little pullback to get set back up. And let's see what it spiked up. That was an early guy right there at 4 a.m. Isn't it interesting to look at a stock chart like this and see this pre-market, because before it was only this big and now it's doubled the size. It's actually bigger than doubled. And yeah, it's kind of bizarre. And then you see them popping like this at 4 a.m. It's wild. So anyway, here we go. Let's get back to our semiconductors. We were talking about AMD, and like I said, it was going to get cruising, guys, and it's going to continue to get cruising right there. So it is looking good. Let's see what else is going on. QCOM had been just getting set back up, and I think you still have a little bit of setup time for it. That one ran up early, actually, and snow is looking good. It's running up a little bit right there. And your good old PayPal is up a hair, but still sitting down there on that support line. It does look a lot better, like it wants to get rolling soon. Intel just kind of hanging out in the top right there. I'd be careful with this Intel. And that would be interesting too, because Intel has a government contract. So if that's the company that they're going to be merging with, that would be interesting there. And I'm talking about AMD. I forget who. Well, I'll find out, guys. And or Luis Rodriguez or Laptop Travel, let me know. And Laptop Travel might be traveling, actually, as a matter of fact, right now. And so he might not be on. And let's see, AMD. Let's see what the rest of these guys are up to right here. Dell, we were talking about, that's up. IBM is pulled back a little bit, but that's not looking bad. It is in the top, and it was a heck of a run up from down here. We did nail that on IBM. And let's see what Palantir is up to here. And that does look good. And Sophie looks like it wants to pull back some. It is up this morning, but I wouldn't trust it just yet. So just lay off of that. And Marin Riot, they're getting set up. Crypto is ripping already and getting wild, guys. And we already knew that was about to happen. Here's your clean spark. And that looks pretty good to try to, it's hitting some resistance, but it's about to make it a support line and jump off of it. And let's look at good old MicroStrategy. I couldn't think of the name of it. And that's up some more today with crypto ripping, and Robinhood right there is looking pretty good after that big run up. It looks like it's trying to crawl up into the top some more. And Coinbase had been looking good and running up. Bull had run up. It had a little pullback here, and I think that's going to get set back up to roll back off the MACD as we were talking about yesterday. And let's look at space right here. And that's not bad. Like I said, they have something good going on. DJT is up a little bit this morning. Funware just kind of hanging out at the moment. And Disney right there is kind of just hanging out. I don't know if Disney's exactly ready. It did have that good spike up. And did I say I didn't think it was going to come through? I don't really remember, but it didn't look like it from right there. And Oxy right there you go. It's your oil and gas. And ExxonMobil. That's not ExxonMobil. That's ExxonMobil, just down a little bit and trying to get set up. But that Oxy looking good right there. Gush just down a hair. And like I say, oil and gas looking pretty good. There's that RBNE. That was setting up, and that's why I wanted to look at it, because it was right in that spot right there where it looked like it could get cruising. So I'll keep an eye on that as the market opens right there. Let's see what's going on over here. ASBP. That's trying to run up there. CJET and Buru right here. Good old new Buru trying to run around. There's your TSLL. And what else is going on? Soxus and Soxel. Both of them. How's that happen? Your semiconductor down and your semiconductors. Oh, wait, no. That's your bear. Yeah, Soxel is your bull. And yeah, both of them on there. There's your STSS right there. Plug was plugging along yesterday, but hitting some resistance right there. And that IONZ is coming down a little bit as IONQ tries to rebound itself back up. There's that ARBK right there. And AMDL obviously looking good for the AMD ETF right there. And Data Vault running up to 147, and it looks like it wants to run up some more in the top. So nice call, Daniel Javier Fitz. That was a beauty right there. And let's see what's going on over on this side. And let's see. IVDA, that was jumping up there. MLAC. Holy cow, I couldn't even read the letters. Mountain Lake Acquisition, looks like a shell company because it is. And that just ran up out of nowhere. And DKI, keep an eye on that one, guys. That could have a little bounce right there. DKI, and there's that KAVL we were looking at. And NKS, we were looking at that. Linkers and STSS and CJET. So we did see almost all of them guys right there. And let's go ahead and look at our crypto. It's looking good, 118 and cruising along for Bitcoin. So there you go, just kind of stretching itself up on these big candles. Ethereum getting ready as well. Back over to 20 and the 50s and trying to get rolling. Solana trying to do the same thing, trying to stay over that 20 now and get cruising. BNB right there, that one was cruising up. And XRP, good old Ripple, back over to 20s and 50s and trying to get cruising, and they certainly will. Doge doing the same thing. Cardano is doing the exact same thing. All the same similar setups that you want to see. Stellar was looking good. Chainlink not bad. I had a little pullback this morning. I saw that, but it's still over the MAC or over the 20s right there, and your 50s above it. So that's going to get set up. SUI, that's getting set up, and Optimism OP right here is looking pretty optimistic in that channel. So there you go with your crypto report, and they are looking really good. The market's not too bad. Tesla's up. NVIDIA, AVGO ripping right there this morning. Look at that bad boy hopping up there, and AMD's ripping along as well, just as we had thought. So there you go with them guys, and let's see what else is going in. Intel building chips for AMD. There you go. Central Florida growing. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're trying to like work together now. And like I said, these companies don't have they don't, if they don't work together, they probably won't make it, because it's just they just need each other to really catapult into another sphere. And again, you're seeing stuff like that 99, 98, 99 type .com bubble type area, where them companies, it was just expansion so fast and so crazy. They were flying, and companies were just like their valuation was going like crazy. That's what you're seeing here, guys. But these guys are actually .com was, you're just kind of loading up computers and stuff like this. They're really making chips and taking it to a whole nother level. So I think it is like a whole different planet of a 99 type area, and could even exceed it, like make it even like wilder, guys. So because now you have, like, before you had .com, so you had the computer errors coming out and everybody was getting websites. Awesome. It obviously did a big thing in the e-commerce and everything else, and making money for companies. But just go ahead now and look at what AI can do for companies. And again, you can wipe out all your overhead with employees and just set these things up and let them go to town. And they'll probably make you more money than your employees were. So it is one of them things that's a very fascinating situation we happen to be in. I mean, Trump couldn't have timed it out any better. It was probably the best thing he ever did, was not get in the second 4 years right after his second term. Took 4 years off. Really studied the what was going on, I think, and then happens to come in when the AI boom is happening. I mean, talk about timing. Yeah, life is about timing and luck sometimes, guys. I'm not gonna lie, and that's where you're at. I mean, it just so happens to happen that way. And yeah, he landslides the election there, and yeah, you walked right into a time where the markets are getting ready to catapult. You had crypto cycles rolling up, and then obviously Trump's hardcore crypto, so they got that all set up. They screwed it up at first, don't get me wrong. With that Trump coin and then that Melania coin, they screwed up crypto big time in the beginning. And they still kind of have some crazy stuff going on, as you guys know, at ABTC. I told you, keep your eye on this. That thing's going to get rolling right there. So that'll be a good one. And let's see, what's that MPW, though? Remember, I told you that was my first option right there. And it's just kind of sitting there. That Hind, HIND, just kind of hanging out. That was looking really good. And let's see what the big bear is doing. BBAI, that's up some more right there. So that does look good. Again, plug was hitting some resistance. What is our LDI doing right here? There you go. Now you're going to get this crawl up, and I think we'll get moving back up right there. So that is that LDI that was down pretty good. And ASST, remember I was talking about this getting ready to crawl up and get cruising. And once it can get back over that 307, it can get bouncing. So that is what ASST and AgriForce growing system. We were talking about that rolling up last night, and it is cruising. ELPW is a little bit flat, trying to get out of the basement, keeping an eye on that today. And BIIB, was it? That thing was rolling along yesterday. Yeah, it had a little jump up this morning. Nothing too crazy right there. And let me just look. Sezzle, what is that up to? That's just sitting there. And what was the one I wanted to look at? Yeah, Sezzle and Sterling right here. That's ripping up a little bit, up $2. So there you go with them bad boys. And let me see if there's anything else that I was trying to look at over here. ASML, that had been popping up last night. And holy cow, look at that thing just jumping up. A $35 jump up's only 3.5% though, but still pretty nice right there. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty fun pre-market review. And I'd say we just covered everything and what everything looks like. OpenAI completes share sale at record $500 billion valuation. There you go. How about that? Cracks are forming in the AI Capex boom warns Morgan Stanley, and Fed, Pharma, and tech lift world markets. S&P 500 rise as investors look past government shutdown, that's for sure, and shutdown enters second day, and S&P and 500 inch up. So not phasing it at all. And that is what the market looks like, everybody. So thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Guys, make sure you're trading smart and locking those profits. Like I said, that SPY is just in an area where you could see some pullback at any moment today. It's hitting that resistance. I don't think it's getting through, at least not at this look anyway. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. And there you are for our Thursday morning market review right there. So be sure to trade smart, lock in your profits. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence and be sure to enjoy your day. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.